Gandalf the Grey.
Whatever the bit was in your head really played out well in your head.
It was so funny. I thought of something about Gandalf the Grey, and then I said it. And that's how you guys are getting the beginning episode. Derek's in a good mood. At least you know that. I'm laughing, making myself laugh. I'm in a good fucking mood, man.
Okay.
You trying to bring me down?
No.
Don't bring me down.
Maybe just a little bit.
You don't like this positivity?
No, it's I'm a negative Nancy today.
Oh, dude, why you being on Nancy Pelosi on me? That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I'm very political.
I'm so angry, and I represent the 83rd district of California.
Is that what she does?
She represents a district. I don't know if there's 83 of them.
What does she? You know what's funny? There's people like her in my life where I know her name and she comes up all the time.
Right.
My nigga, I don't know what the fuck that bitch do.
Yeah,
she might, bro.
She got power.
She could literally be, as far as I'm concerned, the author of the Harry Potter series. Like that's what she is to me. I just know she's a person. It's like Nancy Pelosi.
Wow.
It's a person I'm supposed to know.
I feel like that's a huge insult to J.K. Rowling. But
is J.K. Rowling more dope?
I would say so.
Who's had a bigger career?
J.K. Rowling. Easy.
I'd say Nancy Pelosi's in the news more though. She's like the Madonna.
In the news.
She's
now,
like the Madonna of politics, nigga. The Madonna of politics.
In the news now. But J.K.'s name will last longer for sure. We know Homer's name. We don't know the name of the 83rd representative for Athens.
Who's Homer? Simpson?
Iliad, Odyssey, that one. You definitely read that in school. There's no way you haven't.
He wrote that?
Yeah. Homer Simpson wrote that. The Simpsons has been going on for a minute.
Yeah, so Homer, that's why I know Homer, because he wrote the Odyssey.
Yeah.
And the Iliad?
Yeah.
Which one's the Iliad?
I never read that one in school. The Odyssey I had to read 3 separate times.
The Odyssey is the one that they're on like that trip and they're all telling stories, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a great way to describe
Fuck
it.
that book, dog.
Yeah, but you know it.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
But I've read better.
Well, the fact that it made it from ancient Greek to now is a testament.
To that it's decent?
Yeah, to that. It was probably amazing back then. It was probably like fucking mind-blowing back then. Like, what? A Cyclops? Holy shit. I imagined a Cyclops. Yeah. It's not going to be as good as like Iron Man popping out of a portal back to life. Sure. But the fact that it's made it this, I don't even like it. I hate that you're making me defend it like this. But yeah, it probably was pretty decent.
I'm sorry to the new listeners, but we like to start off every episode of Spoil the Beans with a debate about the Odyssey.
Yeah, and where it stands in world culture. So
get used to that. Yeah. Where it stands in our hearts and in world culture and pop culture. And we usually do a movie, I tell Ehsan a movie that he's never seen before, but the Odyssey is more important.
Than our podcast, definitely. I hate to admit it.
No, it's not. You think the Odyssey is more important than Jerry?
Ooh. I think, okay, I will say this. I think the Odyssey has a longer time to last than JRE because it is printed. Eventually, when we start regressing backwards, we are going to lose access to the internet and all that sort of stuff at some point in human history. Maybe a lot sooner than we think. But
no, we're not that lucky. We get COVID and that.
Yeah. Well, some people are that lucky. Don't you know? You're always in the right place, right time guy. So don't forget that.
Is that what COVID was? Right place, right time?
Yeah. Right place, right time. But yeah. Odyssey will last longer than JRE for sure. Absolutely. And not even close.
You only people going to be talking about JRE for a while?
No.
Really? I do.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be a long time for people to stop talking about that.
Maybe. Okay. You know what? It'll probably end up in history books.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
It was a thing.
For sure. It was a thing. But
it's a thing. It's happening now.
Like I said, the Odyssey is written in a book. So eventually, at some point when we lose the capability to have the internet, whether it be we've regressed as a society,
we're never going to lose it.
Yeah, we are.
No, we're not.
Eventually, humanity is going to die.
Have you not seen one movie in the future?
What?
In the future, in the movies.
But the future, the movie, that's not how the future always has to go. The future can just be a barren wasteland. What are you talking about? The future can be Mad Max. That's also the future.
That's a different future.
That's
That's a future for stupid people.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've been looking around and there's not a lot of those around here, huh?
There's not. This is America. What are you talking about, dude? This isn't fucking France. To all our French listeners, you fucking idiot. Just learn to speak English. If you can't speak English to me, you're stupid. Just hold the worst.
What do you mean the worst take? You mean, are you aligning yourself with 50% of the American population right now? Is this the time? Have you finally been like, it's time to go right?
Wait, right wing?
Yeah.
I'm not right wing.
No, but there's always a time to.
That's true. Am I right wing?
No, I don't think so.
Am I left wing?
I don't know.
Am I a torso? Am I just in the middle?
Yeah, I think you're a fro.
Oh, yeah. I'm an afro.
You're an afro.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Right.
What are you? What party are you aligned with? Don't you dare say Al-Qaeda.
Allah.
Don't you dare
say Allah. I'm aligned with the Allah party.
Those actually, that's not a bad party.
What, the Allah party?
Yeah, Allah's actually very peaceful, like sweet person. If you talk to most people,
Yeah.
It's only a very select few.
Oh, but very,
who are
very
like,
vocal.
Yeah. But same thing is like, you talk to the same people about Christian. You talk about God. You talk to my mom about God. It's gonna be pretty awesome.
Right.
You talk to fucking some Southern Baptists about God. Like for some reason he's just a rapist guy. That they like though. That they're like, that's what God's supposed to be. He rapes and he brings down hell.
Yeah.
Worship him.
Yeah. God hates Mexicans. He said it. It's in the Bible. It's in the Bible.
It's in the fucking
It's
Bible.
in the Bible. It's in.
Now let me fuck your daughters. It's in the Bible. It is.
That's in the Bible.
That is in the Bible.
Yeah.
That's how he says that one. He's like, that one, guys, that one is in the Bible. I do get to fuck everyone in here's daughter.
Yeah, or kill them because they worked. One of the two. Women shouldn't be working.
No, actually, that's the one thing about women I don't think. I mean, I do think women shouldn't be working.
Right.
And any woman who's like, no, women should work, it's like, what kind of idiot are you? Because I don't want to work. I don't think men should work either. And if I didn't have to work, bro.
Yeah, see, this is the left wing side of you, Mr.
Really? No. Hold on. If you didn't have to do anything,
I wouldn't do it. That's why, that's kind of why we do this a little bit.
What?
We don't have to work a 9 to 5 job.
Comedy?
Yeah. We don't have to sit at like a table and.
No, I mean, I don't want to do anything.
Oh, like even comedy.
How awesome would that be?
I mean, that'd be great. But that's what I'm saying. That's why,
That'd be great.
I think that's why we chose this. This is the closest. This is the closest to not working.
But man, this is like painful.
This is very painful. Well, it's a lot of pain to be free.
Yeah, that's what Shawshank Redemption is all about.
Yeah. That is what Shawshank Redemption is all about. And
that's what the movie is today. Can I tell you a movie you knew?
Yeah.
That's pretty fire. I think you know what's funny? You would be like, I've already seen Shawshank Redemption, but I feel like once I get about 15, 20 minutes in, you're like, God damn, this is a good movie.
Yeah. Or I just noticed things I would have noticed before.
Yeah, because I'm telling it to you. But it would be like, nigga, this is just like.
We should try that one time.
We should. That'd be fun.
Oh yeah, a movie that I've seen.
That'd be crazy. That would change the whole format of this fucking podcast.
That'd be fun. Yeah,
it would be fun. I know, and also there's no fucking rules. It's not like I got a company going, Deric, Pepsi's like, you better tell a fucking movie.
It's not like Dave Portnoy is calling you like, don't deviate. This is what the contract is for.
And I gotta get into a big fight with Dave Portnoy.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. Stuart Presidente.
Yeah, but then you've been like, well, we gave you $10 million, so are you gonna do it, or do you want the $10 million?
Damn. And I gotta make that artistic decision of like, yo, this is my podcast or not.
Well, the South Park guys said it the best. At a certain point, you do get into art to sell out. You gotta make money at a certain point.
What if you just own all like we do with Andrew Schultz and you just own all your stuff, all your IP, your whole career?
That's dope.
Then what are you?
That's dope.
Because it's like, how come they get to own your IP?
What do you mean?
They own your people's IP. These big companies.
By IP, what do you mean by that?
Intellectual property.
Oh, intellectual property. Yeah.
What are you, a stupid person? I learned what IP was yesterday.
Yeah, it seems like you just learned that's what they call it. I
literally just learned it.
Yeah. So now you're just acting all like toity about it.
Yeah. You know me very well. Yeah. I can't believe you didn't know what IP was. Wow. Yeah. Who graduated from college at this table?
Hey, spoil the beans, long-term listeners. Remember the time in your lives when Deric just learned the word visceral and it kept popping up every 30 minutes? Do you remember that? Because I do. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Oh my God. Can you focus?
You're the one telling me the movie.
No. I can't even get to it because you're not focused.
Okay. I'm locked in.
There we go. You ready?
Yes.
God damn it. Before we go, can we do something real quick?
What do we got to do?
Dance. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, movie time.
All right.
Before we do the quick commercial break,
Let's do it.
why not?
Hey.
Hey, Bean Mafia. That's right. The Bean Mafia gang has stepped up. Spoil the beans. We're here. We got a real ad, baby. This is a real motherfucking ad. Manscaped. That's right. That's Manscaped. You heard me correct. Everyone out there who has been listening to this podcast forever, we got a real product backing us, supporting the Spoil the Beans lifestyle, supporting the Spoil the Beans movement. And you know what's nice is this product is actually the shit. I've never used Manscaped. I've never used Manscaped before. I'm not going to lie. This is the first time I ever used it. Holy shit. Not kidding. Holy shit. Holy shit. It's amazing. It is
Top tier.
Top tier. Sam likes the new package.
I dig it.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I'm talking about my package. This is incredible. Your boy, you know, I'm gaining girth. You gain girth. You gain length. Fellas, Manscaped. You're giving yourself inches, baby. And if Al Pacino didn't say anything, he said, life is a game of inches. You haven't seen this movie yet. Any given Sunday.
I was like, what
Any
did
given
he say
Sunday.
that?
Life's a game of inches. Nigga, Manscaped. That should be their fucking slogan. It's a game of inches. Life. Your penis. Manscaped. Dude, I love it. Spoil the Beans. That is our promo code. Literally type in Spoil the Beans, get 20% off. Guys, let me go through how good this is. See this right here? You see this? This bad boy, excuse me, is the lawnmower. The lawnmower 4.0. Dude, I use this, shaved my balls in 10 minutes. Hadn't shaved in like half a year, probably. You know what I mean? Shaved, tire sack, 10 minutes. Unbelievable.
But you're not even nearly as hairy as I am. Hey, for the ladies who are listening to this, you can also use this to shave you. I'm a very hairy lady. I'm a kind of a fuzzy person. What?
She's a fuzzball, dog.
I'm a fuzzball. I'm like a tennis ball.
She's a fucking tennis ball.
I am a tennis ball up in here. And this is very handy, I will say.
Love it. The 4.0.
So
the
quick.
4.0.
Trimmed my fuzz.
Mm-hmm. Oh, dude, Manscaped, let me tell you something about the 4.0. They engineered the ultimate groin and body trimmer by focusing on intelligent functionality and incredible, comfortable grooming experience. Their 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to our advanced skin-safe technology. I now feel confident shaving my boys. That is true. I had no nicks.
I wasn't nervous at all.
Yeah, I had zero nicks. And I've shaved my balls plenty of times with other razors and other things like that. You know what I mean? And literally always a nick or two, which sucks because your balls, you don't want your balls bleeding all day.
Yeah, that's gross.
Because it's nonstop. A lot of blood down there. Yeah, so you just don't want that. You know what I mean? I didn't know this also. I'm one of the first people, me and you, Samantha, to try the new 4.0, and I am blown away by the performance. I literally am. It's phenomenal. It really is. This upgraded trimmer includes a multi-function on and off switch that can engage a travel lock. It really can. You can lock it if you need to. It also gives you the ability to turn the 400K LED spotlight on and off whenever needed for a precise shave.
I looked up how
Oh
to
my
do
God. The Lawnmower 4.0 even allows you to customize your trim through additional guard lengths with sizes 1 through 4, which is really nice. I did need the size. I was going to go no trimmer, and Sam had helped me out here.
Yeah, we wanted to get a little bit of a fade going.
I wanted more of a fade. I didn't want a full ball, but I like the fade. Did I mention, this is very important, wireless charging. Look at this. This is wireless. This is charging right now. All right. Wireless charging. Well, you got to plug it in, but it could be charging right now. Is my point.
It could be.
Wireless charging uses electromagnetic induction, which can help battery length last longer. Men, if you've been shaving with the same nut trimmer on your face, you've been doing it wrong. No person wants pubes in their mouth.
Yeah, you should have one for each.
One for each. Me and Sam both have one. It's fucking awesome. It's time to get your own ball and hair and body trimmer with Manscaped to make me time the best time and enhance your confidence with some nice, smooth boys. Get 20% off, free shipping, plus free shipping
with the code SPOILTHEBEANS. All one word, spoil the beans, all caps. Guys, it's the name of the pod, Spoil the Beans. Easy. Manscaped, use it. Yo, let me tell you this. These are some of the things that you get. Waterproof trimmer, reduces foot odor. I didn't know that, but this does reduce foot odor.
Really?
It does. The Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer helps reduce nicks, reduces the risk of ingrown hairs, and reduces the risk of grooming accidents. I stand by all those things 1,000%. This is not because they're the first brand to support us. I genuinely fuck with this.
Mm-hmm.
The nose trimmer, incredible. Got all my nose hairs out.
He's got a hairy nose.
I
That's
have
the
a very- I
one
do have
thing
a
that
very
is
nose.
very hairy.
I'm not really a hairy guy. My
He's
balls
not.
a little bit, but my nose
But
gets
your
pretty hairy.
nose needed.
I loved this. The crop preserver, the ball deodorant, genuinely found it refreshing on my testes.
You felt
It
refreshed.
added a little spice. You know, it really did. I wasn't mad about it. I really wasn't. The crop reviver, the ball toner, also felt good on my balls. I love this bag that they come with. This is just nice for because I
This
travel
is
a
called
lot.
The shed.
Is that what it's called?
That's what it says on here. The shed. It's
The shed, the travel
storage
bag. I travel a lot,
They have
so
cool
I've been
stuff.
using it on the road. Unbelievable, unbelievable kit, unbelievable package. I've been putting my other toiletries in this, but it's phenomenal, dude. Everything they sent us, I've been using. Every single thing. Sam uses them,
I did. I had to trim the fuzz.
dude. If you're in
can
a
both-
couple, get two. Get the 4.0
Yeah, get two.
lawnmower. Unreal. Get the fucking for fellas. If you got a hairy nose, get the weed whacker. 1,000% recommend the weed whacker if you got a hairy nose. Ball fucking deodorant, the crop preserver, unbelievable. The toner, unbelievable. God, the lawnmower 4.0, seriously. I genuinely loved this product. It is so worth it. It's just I shaved. I'm gonna probably shave again in another week. Took me 10 minutes. Crop the area, more inches.
It took you less time than 10 minutes.
Did it? It felt so fast.
It was very fast. Maybe
was
like
quick.
2 songs.
It was 2 rap songs, so we're talking
rap
it might be 6
songs?
minutes. Probably, yeah, right. 6 minutes. If we're being all the way honest. 6 minutes. Your boy was fresh shaved up. We had incredible sex. Can I guarantee the great sex you'll have? I can't guarantee that. I can hope for it. I'll hope for it.
We can put that energy into
I'll
your
put that
future.
energy. If you use Spoil the Beans, Manscaped,
20%
promo code,
off.
20% off, plus free shipping, I will put that good energy if you're going to have good sex after you Manscaped. I'm going to put that out there on you.
That's free, man.
That's for you. Guys,
lady.
Spoil the Beans. The promo code's right here. Use it. Don't lose it. All right, 20% off. And Manscaped, thank you so much, man. You guys, this
Thank
was
you,
amazing.
Manscaped.
We really appreciate it. We love you guys. Thanks for supporting the Bean Mafia. And back to the movie.
You know the entire Mets baseball team fucks like donkeys? Yeah, I heard that.
Wow, that's actually a step up from what most of our politicians are doing.
Yeah, right? It's pretty crazy. The entire Mets baseball team? Like 50, it's like a lot of, it's like 50-something in an organization.
Right. You know, I mean, it's kind of a victimless crime if you don't care about donkeys.
I guess that makes sense. And we're back.
Oh shit!
And we are back. Another episode, baby. I'm so excited, dude. So excited to have your Ehsan Ahmad. You want to plug anything, baby? Before we get going?
Follow me on Instagram.
Don't follow him.
No, definitely follow me. Definitely follow me. EHSANJAHMAD. I have the Dangerous Brown podcast. Check it out.
Yes,
and
sir.
yeah, that's all I have to plug, really.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, and come to our show, July 30th.
Oh, this comes out before the show. Yeah, July 30th.
Saturday, 10 p.m. Me and Ehsan are doing a show at Vulcan. It's the last chance right here. This, you know, if you're a listener in Austin or in Houston or in Dallas, you want to fucking come down. Saturday, 10 p.m. Vulcan Gas Company.
Get your tickets online.
Me and my boy, we're doing a show. Come on down, baby boy. Get your tickets online. It's gonna be a fucking fun time. You never know who will be there, so come on down. Also, yo, shout out Raw Room,
Raw
dog.
Room, baby. Look at these shirts, son.
Darren Bates. Go follow him on Instagram at WestlandSun_56. One of my best friends in the world, and he fucking NFL stud.
Yes.
NFL stud, playing actively, and that's his podcast, Raw
Yes.
Room. Go subscribe on YouTube. Go follow him on Instagram.
And
send him what, Ehsan?
Never forget, he always has pictures of my feet.
That's right.
So always
So
ask
don't
him
send
for
him. Ask him. Yeah.
Ask him for pictures of my feet. He's
You
the
have to.
Asm. He's the only one.
He's the only one, and he does not want to give him up.
Yeah, he's a little coy boy about it.
He's a crazy little koi fish boy. But yeah, shout out him. Shout out my boy Hayden in Maine. Happy Canary Weed. Go follow them on Twitter. Go follow them on Instagram. Happy Canary Weed. Happy Canary, not weed, just Happy Canary. But they sell weed and they hook me up with all my weed. He takes care of me. He's the reason me and Ehsan are baked right now. So shout out to him. We love you, buddy. Ehsan Ahmad,
What up?
can you do me a favor?
What's up?
Can you shut the fuck up? That's a real friend. Second favor. Can you tell me what happens in the classic You Have Never Seen? White Christmas.
Whoa. I did not expect this. A Christmas movie in July?
Christmas movie in July. Would Derek be so bold? Would he?
Oh, man.
Derek's crazy.
Man. What happens in White Christmas?
What happens in White Christmas, my friend? Tell me.
This happens in 1953.
Fire. Fire. Keep going.
And
Already starting hot.
the good old American white family living in their cul-de-sac, enjoying a nice little December evening when they look next door. And who's moving in?
Oh, shit.
The Jacksons.
Oh, my God. You're
Jacksons
crazy.
are
Pretty.
moving
You're
in.
like actually kind of nailing it. Keep going.
This is 1970.
You're actually kind of. This is crazy. This is
Right.
actually pretty crazy. Have you never seen this?
No. 1970s.
Are you serious?
I've never seen this.
Okay, this is actually fucking wild. Keep going.
So then the white family wishes. The kids are like, we don't want a black family. We don't want a black
my
family.
God,
And
the kids were saying
yeah,
that?
The kids and the adults, everyone's like, please, God, show us the American way and help redline this black family out of. So they pray to God through a series of, just overt racism and, like political action, like redlining and then, moving the factory jobs away from the black areas. So,
Oh, wow.
just sending them out so they can help impoverish the black family and maybe start to show the little early seedlings of starting to spread crack in the community. And then eventually,
Oh, my God,
eventually
dude.
the Jacksons move away, and they all have a white Christmas. And that's White Christmas.
And it's the prequel to Get Out.
Yes. Yeah. It's more of a documentary.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You are so good at this podcast.
Yeah, dude. A1, number one student.
Whatever that means, baby.
Yeah, number one student.
You got literally, and I mean literally 100% of it wrong.
Okay.
100%. You didn't.
Yes.
You were not. You didn't hit. You missed the entire board.
Yeah. I at no point was I trying to hit the board. If I'm being honest, I made that decision at the start of the guess.
Then you were like, I don't know whatever this is. You don't know. You're accepting. You don't know what it
I'm just
is.
gonna write my own movie.
You ready?
That would be like, why the fuck would anyone make this movie?
Yo, you ready?
Yes.
Movie starts. Mm-hmm. We see a white tundra
Right.
for miles.
Okay.
It zooms into like just white.
Right.
Camera pans back, goes through a window. Mm-hmm. Pans down to a room. We see this white dude laying on a bed. He's just. You recognize this actor. He's not super famous, but you do recognize him. You know what I mean? Okay. He's just thinking. We hear a Christmas song playing. Mm-hmm. And it's like a happy ass song, like, I wish it could be Christmas every day. Mm-hmm. I wish it could be Christmas every day, And he looks in the mirror, and like it's like a little mirror, and it's the sink. It's like clearly like a little shack that he's in.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And he looks up, and there's a picture of a woman, and he touches it, right? Mm-hmm. And then he walks into the kitchen, and he cuts the music off. And we see our lead. And John Hamm goes, yo, I was getting into that.
Okay. Okay.
Now you're like, okay, this is one of those newer movies.
Right.
Maybe that's why you haven't heard of it.
I haven't heard of it. No.
I said maybe you see what I'm saying? Because there's so many movies that come out.
Yeah, and then especially if it was in this post-COVID time, there's so many movies that like just slipped through.
Might have slipped. This one and it's John Hamm. You're like, damn,
Yeah.
of course he has a movie that maybe you slipped through.
Yes.
So he walks in the
More
kitchen.
like John Turkey.
Fucking turkey.
Got him.
Fucking nailed him. You should shoot him and
Got
have him
him.
for Thanksgiving. So he walks in the kitchen, he cuts the music. John Hamm's like, yo, let's get into that. And the guy doesn't say anything, he just sits down. Mm-hmm. And John Hamm's like, yo, come on, man, we're doing Christmas. The guy's just like fucking annoyed.
Right.
He's like, yo, the 25th Christmas, you ever heard of it? And he's like, I know we didn't have decorations last year, but I couldn't find them last year.
Right.
Come on, I figured it'd be good. Have a meal drink. He's like cooking. He's trying to like, whatever the situation they're in is, like a little shack in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
All right?
Right.
And he's like, come on, bro, I'm trying to, let's be festive, right? And then he goes, come on. He goes, the other dude goes, is this for you or me? He's British.
Right.
Right. And he goes, come on, bro, it's been 5 years. You said what? 3 sentences to me, tops, in 5 years?
Right.
There's a conversation drought going on, my friend. My ears need water.
Right.
Right? Bro, that's a long time, bro.
Think about it, 5 years, fool. Like, you really put respect of what I'm saying, all this shit. You know what I mean? That's a
Right.
long time, bro.
Right.
And he goes, come on, let's talk. And the guy goes, I'll just bore you. And he goes, come on, dude, you can't bore me. Are you kidding me? Anything besides snow will not be boring.
Right.
Come on, bro. It'll be a relief. Please, chit chat, converse, something. Please, come on for Christmas. He's just trying to like, come on, talk to me, bro. And also, you can see like he's about like his eyes are black. The other dude, like, bro, they look like they've been out here, dog.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like, it's like you can tell it's almost like, come on, I need this today.
Okay.
Okay. What do you want to talk about? Come on, while you're here. No one that just ends up here without things going absolutely to shit out there. All right. And then the British guy goes, it's a job. It's not jail. And he goes, often those are the same things, my friend. So what went wrong for you out there? Nothing. Bullshit. And then it's quiet. And then the British guy goes, what about you? And he goes, ooh, an icebreaker. And he goes, well, yeah, what, he goes, like, yeah, what, he goes, well, what if it, you said that to me, but what went shit for you out there? Something must have went bad for you. He goes, you talk yourself into trouble? And John Hamm smiles, and he's like, in a roundabout way.
Okay.
And he goes, and the guy kind of looks at him. He goes, well, I was, let's say, in the real world, I was a guru. And the guy goes, oh, God, like one of those spiritual ones. And he goes, no, decidedly not that. Flashback.
Okay.
All right. You see our boy John Hamm, he gets a call from this dude, and he goes, all right, buddy, all right, Harry? Yep, I'm about to link in you. I'm about to iLink connect you right now. And their eyes, like you see, like the dude, this dude named Harry, his eyes open up, and John Hamm's like looking like me, bro. He's on a computer screen,
right?
But he can see what Harry sees,
right?
So he's got like some kind of fucking eye, like they got eyes like that,
right?
All right. He gets a call from a guy, and he's like, sorry, the dude's like, sorry, I'm not dressed yet, yada yada. And he's like, it's all good, And John Hamm's like, just show me what you're wearing tonight, and we'll go from there. And he's like, all right, how about this outfit? And Johnny Hamm's like, yo, that's boring, man. Come on. Like, you got to do what I said. White shirt, black tie, slim cut gray jacket. Classic, timeless, smart, always works.
Okay.
He's coaching him.
Right. It's very Hitch-esque.
Very Hitch. You already seeing what his job was.
Okay.
What he did in the real world. Okay.
Right.
Well, we don't know his job. We just know this is something that
It's
happened.
part of his job.
No, he said what got you here.
Right.
We don't know what this is. He just said what got you here. So he's telling a story about how he got here.
Okay.
So he's like, what happened? So he's telling him, you don't usually. He goes, come on, man, I don't usually wear jackets. He's like, bro, you don't usually do fucking anything. Come on, sort your hair out and remember to breathe. You'll do fine. And the guy's like nervous as fuck. He's this little nerdy looking British dude. All right. Mm-hmm. So he goes to this party.
Right.
It's like an office party.
Right.
Okay. And you see Hamm is watching through his eyes, and he's like, pick your spots, out loud. He says, pick your spots. If you talk to me, don't just talk out loud so you're not obvious, yada, yada. Mm-hmm. You see him, he's got like all these like Hitch style notes of like how to get women. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
this is what he does.
Artist.
And he tells them about, he's telling them about who's in this room and where he's at, yada, yada. Back to reality. You see him and the dude in the tundra talking.
Right.
And he's like, and the dude's like, so you're running espionage for dating? And he's like, more like romantic services. Boy meets girl because of let's say in the field assistance.
Right.
Right.
Oh, so he's like a wingman. He's like a professional wingman. That's pretty solid. That's pretty good.
You like that?
Yeah, I like that.
You like that? I figured you like that.
Yeah.
And it's very futuristic.
Yeah, it's like, how about the boys?
Come on, get up the boys. So he goes, he tells him like how Christmas is always the best time. This is when it works the best because you can crash office parties.
Right.
He said there's always a dynamic at office parties. There's all these attractive women who've been trapped by these asshole guys they work with, but tonight's the night they're just gonna let their hair down. It's Christmas.
Right.
Like this dude knows how people think.
Right.
You know what I mean? So back to the party. Our boy, he goes to the bar and he tells him like, yo, every time he's talking to him like, yo, every time you move in this place, move with purpose.
Right.
Right. He goes, grab the empty bottle. He's like, why? He's like, it's just a prop. Hold it. Like, so he grabs it. Like, he's just making him like, hey, bro, you gotta look
right.
cool. You don't work here.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're wedding crashing this thing.
Right.
So he's like, look around. You see anyone you like? And he kind of points at this dark-haired girl, right? But she's next to this blonde bombshell, but that's not who he points at. He points at her.
Right.
And he goes, interesting choice. Not the blonde. And the guy kind of goes, like, you see him kind of shake like that. He goes, huh. He goes, well, all right, this is what you do. Go over there, but focus on the blonde. All right?
Okay. I've heard this before.
And he goes, she's like, and the guy's like, oh, he's like, are you sure? He's like, come on, now go over there, do this with confidence. Now go. All right, let me find out who they are while you're walking. And so as he's walking, he like tells him, he's like, look at him. And he looks at him, and he's able to like take their faces, put them in a futuristic
Oh, is
thing.
this a Black Mirror episode? Did you do this to me, you son of a bitch?
Oh yeah, I forgot to say. When it started with
Okay.
Black Mirror.
Okay. Jesus. I was like, why does this feel so intense and on edge?
Yo, I can see you cringing. You were like, yo, nothing about this is finna go right.
Yeah.
Nothing about this is finna go right.
Yeah.
You wanna
Okay.
keep going?
How shitty would it be if I
So
said
this one
no?
is their version of the movie because this one is longer than all the other episodes, right? It's like hour 20.
Okay.
And it was the season finale for season 2.
Okay.
So this was like, this was one of their biggest episodes.
Okay.
Hence John Hamm.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So, now I like how you needed to just know that, huh? Mm-hmm. Now you already know that the rest of this is going to be healthier.
Yeah. Oh, good Lord.
Yo,
Knock the side over. Just. All right. Now I know
what
where
was it? So that was the only how it was too futuristic. Was that the giveaway and the British?
the too futuristic, the kind of hell at the end, the hell at the beginning where they're just two people stuck in this frozen tundra forever, for 5 years or whatever the fuck, and then now that he's doing stuff with the
Gadgets.
You know what I mean? Like the gadgets, like everything you've described up until now is something that's been done in like a comedy movie. Mm-hmm. You feel me? The gadgets and figuring out who they are actually is a whole different thing. That's like okay, and that's dark. It's a very dark thing to do.
It got real dark real fast.
Yeah, that's real dark. That's like very like. If you can do that in the future, it's like love is gonna be a whole separate crazy thing.
Because this went from being like a usual, like, oh, this is like some kind of cool Hitch comedy moment,
Yeah.
to like, no, this just
This
got
is twisted. Like, but that's what like if you can do that, that's what love is gonna be. You're gonna be like, who is this person? Let me just conform myself to the person they want to be, and then that's gonna be.
Because
yeah.
I know I have all this information.
I have all this information.
Woo. So.
That's kind of what social media is.
Bro, this is one of the best episodes I've ever done. Like,
Okay.
so this was when we did the first Black Mirror one, the first time I did one on the pod. Mm-hmm. This is by far been the most requested.
Okay.
This is the one everybody wants.
Okay.
So I was like, I'll tell it to my boy today.
Okay.
So he tells me, he's like, hey, when you walk up, use that horse story I told you. Mm-hmm. So he walks over and he goes to the group where that girl is, and like it's the girl, the blonde, the girl he wants to talk to, and like these two dudes.
All right.
And he walks up in the circle and he's like, yo, you guys see that guy riding that horse outside? Mm-hmm. You guys, see that guy riding that horse outside? And they're like, what? He goes, yeah, there was this guy riding a horse, down the street shirtless, and he had a bow and arrow on him. And they all kind of smiled. They go, what? He goes, yeah, it's fucking crazy. And one of the guys like, and like they all kind of smile like, that's nothing, right? And he's like, and they go, and one of the guys like, I'm sorry, who are you? And he goes, who am I? I'm me, buddy. And he goes, no, you're not from this office, man. Who do you know? Why? Who do you know here? And he goes, well, I know you for one. And you see John Hamm like, hold on. Dawson. He goes, Dawson. And then Ham's like, tell him you met at, and he's going through his like Instagram pretty much, like a profile. And he's like, he was just recently at Kathy's barbecue at this party.
Right.
He's like, yo, great time at Kathy. You see him like with all these people, great time at Kathy's barbecue.
Right.
He's like, I met you he's like, you met him at Kathy's barbecue back in June. He's like, I met you at Kathy's barbecue back in June. He's like, he had a pork pie hat on. He's like, you had a poor guy's hat on? A pork pie hat on. Mm-hmm. And he's like, and him and the dark-eyed girl kind of make eye contact, and they're kind of looking at each other, the dark-haired girl. And then Ham is like, yo, he's like, don't worry, he said he's gonna just wait, just hold. He's gonna pretend, he's like, he doesn't know you, but he's gonna pretend he does because he doesn't want to look dumb.
Right.
And the guy goes, oh, yeah, of course, right, Kathy's barbecue, of course. And he's like, all right, you're doing fine. He goes, now. He's like, you're looking at the dark hair, because he wants her.
Right.
So you're looking at her too much. Don't forget the blonde. And then you see him like immediately like,
right.
Like, oh yeah, focus, right?
Right.
And so he's like, say, introduce. He's like, hi. She's like, hi, I'm Amy. And he's like, hey, how's it doing? I'm Harry. And he's like, and then you hear John Hamm go, have her introduce you to the friend you want.
Right.
And he goes, who's your friend?
Right.
And she's like, oh, this is my friend Jennifer. And Jennifer's like, hi. right? And he goes, now focus on Amy and do the material. And he just goes through this like jokes that clearly like, or like talking, but like,
No,
like
it's
there's
material.
joke.
It's material. Have you ever read the pickup artist book, The Game?
I've heard about it.
By
I know
Neil
what it is.
Strauss?
Yeah.
I read a little bit of it, but it's like, it's like these like, it's almost like a sport. It's these like set plays that they run.
Yeah. So basically that's what he's got to
Yeah,
know, right?
yeah. But he's doing it it's like the quarterback having the coach in his. That's what this is.
That's exactly what this is. So cut back to reality. They're in the tundra, and
Right.
our boy John Hamm goes, the tactic is to freeze out the one you're interested in. You know, so you're not needy, and also, most importantly, so they have to lean into the conversation. People want to be noticed. He goes, but the problem was, this girl, she seemed content being ignored. And the British dude he's with is like, well, maybe she can smell a loser. And he's like, John Hamm's like, no, she was an outsider. And an attractive one, too. And there's nothing more tantalizing than an attractive outsider. All right? Cut back to, you see our boy John Hamm watching the screen, and now he's like confused by this bitch. He don't know what to do because she's not playing the game.
Right.
She doesn't care that he's doing this.
Right.
Right? And he goes, she's a little bit of a challenge. He goes, all right. And you see her kind of walk off.
Right.
Okay? He goes, all right, yo. He said, all right, or Johnny was like, yo, let the Amy girl ramble on and then just find a reason to slip away. And our boy's like, hey, thank you. Actually, I have to go to the little boy's room really fast. And he walks to the bathroom, right?
Right.
And he's about to pee, and then he's like, oh, well, I can't pee if you're watching. And then he goes, wow, he trusted you like that? You know, like he trusted you like that?
Right.
You know? And he goes, well, you know, it wasn't only me. Back to the past, it's all his friends watching as well. It's like a group of these niggas. Like the other screen is like 10 of these niggas.
Oh, wow.
Okay? So, and they're all like laughing and making fun, like, oh, come on, Pete, you know, yada, yada. So it's a whole, it just changed the dynamic of what was really going on.
Extra crazy.
All right?
Yeah.
This ain't some coaching thing now. It's like,
No, it's
this is a
like-
group.
Oh, okay.
And they all know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the pickup artists, that's a community. That's a group. They all share plays with
Okay,
each
so
other.
that's what they're doing.
That's what they're doing.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah, yeah. These are like professional. There are people that were, at least, I don't know if they exist now. They probably do like professional pickup artists.
That's what these guys are because they're a club.
Right.
And he's the leader.
Yes.
All
yes.
right? So you see our boy, he walks back into the party and he looks at his girl. He's like, there's our girl. All right, to go over there, establish a rapport, but don't scare her. All right, he's like, well, you know, and then you see John Hamm, he looks at the boys, he's like, what should we do? We should, like, you know, this girl's an outsider, yada, yada. And one guy's like, yo, she's an out, he's like, the reason she's an outsider is because, like, she's this kind of girl. Like, just play, he's like, play into it, like, you know, cynical. That's what she wants. Play that, play the dark. And so he goes back to our boy, he's like, Harry, engage in conversation, but be cynical. Bonnie and Clyde, but, he said, Bonnie and Clyde that shit, you two against the world.
Right.
That's the energy.
Right.
You know, like, how lame is all this? You know? He goes, have confidence. So Harry walks up and he starts talking about how he doesn't get parties, like how they're so lame and a bunch of kind of cynical shit.
Right.
And she starts talking back and agreeing. And he's looking at her. He goes, keep looking at her, bro. I'm trying to gauge your reactions. He's like, yeah, I seen you sitting alone. And I just thought, you know, maybe alone. That's what I needed, you know, kindred spirits, right? He's like, God, I hate people who say kindred spirits. And she's like, yeah, right. And then annoying. And then they kind of laugh. They're like, all right.
Right. Okay. Good play.
All right, and she's like, she starts talking about all the noise and all the talking and just never, ever fucking stops. It just never stops, all the fucking bullshit talking. And then John Hamm's like, yo, she cursed too. And our guy's like, yeah, fucking bullshit, right? Like all the fucking stupid fucking talking fuck, right? He's just like, he's such a nerd, bro.
Right.
And she's like, I barely got through this last year because I was on drugs, pills, pretty strong. So I must have enjoyed the party, I guess. I don't even remember. And she goes, I don't take them anymore, though. And he's like, oh, that's. And then Johnny was like, say that's good. And he's like, oh, that's good. That's good that you don't do that no more. So you see, the boys are watching it, and they're still trying to debate what kind of girl this is.
Right.
Like, what kind of girl is this? You know?
Right.
So he goes, Johnny was like, yo, ask her to go somewhere quiet. And he's like, you want to go somewhere quiet and talk? Really talk?
Right.
Back to reality. They're in the tundra. And John Hamm's like, people want to be heard, man. 90% of seduction is listening. And then he's like, starts saying some other dope shit about how what women really want. And he's looking at our boy, and our boy's not paying attention. And he goes, like right now, I'm telling you the keys, you know, like the gyms, you're not even paying attention.
Right.
And our boy's looking up and he goes, that clock. Imagine if there was a clock right above that.
Okay.
And he goes, yeah. He goes, I've never noticed it. And then John Hamm's like, in 5 years, you haven't noticed that fucking clock. And he's like, just kind of looking at it, right? So back to the story. He goes, well, the point. Look at Ehsan. I'm like, don't you dare, don't you do this to me. I didn't do it, bro. I wish I was this good to write this. but I didn't do it. Whatever you feel about what just happened ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm just telling you what I saw.
Oh, I'm mad at you.
Don't be mad at me.
I'm mad at you. All right, keep going.
He tells him the point is to stay locked in enough to engage, to build. You got to be locked in enough to build rapport.
Right.
Cut back to the party. They're talking alone. She talks about the guys hitting on her at the office, and it's so fucking tiring, and yada yada. It just never ends. All the fucking talking. Oh, it's just in my head. And our boy John Hamm is trying to look her up, and her profile is private. Like he can't find anything about her. He goes, ask her how long she worked here. She's like, oh, I've worked here 3 years, but this is my last Christmas party. I'll tell you that. And our boy's like, oh, really? You're leaving? She's like, I've been planning on it forever. I finally worked up the courage, I think. And he goes, oh, yeah. And he starts to empathize, like, oh, man, I've been there. Just, like, I compare it to, like, jumping in cold water. Like, you want to do it, but you're so scared. But if you just do it, it's not going to be, you're going to be fine. It's just a state change. And she's like, yeah, that's all it is. It's just a state change.
Is she talking about killing herself?
So she's like, yeah, just all the voice, and then he's like, yeah, all the voices are like, don't do it. And then you got the other voices saying, do it. And she's like, yeah, but which one do you listen to? He goes, I listen.
Or
to
is she gonna shoot the place up?
He goes, I listen to the do it.
Man, this dude is there. All these dudes are not reading anything that she's putting down. You think one guy would be like, hey,
abort.
Something's wrong. Something's really wrong here.
No, but bro, that's hot that she's he just said it. There's nothing more alluring than an attractive outsider.
Right.
She is really hot, bro. You got to take that into play.
Right.
You're not taking that into play.
Hot women are dangerous.
The most dangerous creatures on earth, nigga. Have you not seen Gone Girl?
Yeah.
Look at how big your eyes.
Yeah.
It's terrifying, right?
Yeah, hot women are dangerous.
Yeah, but because they're like, because
Right.
you're acting like, oh, just how does nobody notice this? It's like, bro, she's a smoke show.
Right.
She's British. She's an outsider. She's got like a darker skin, dark hair,
Right.
and she's kind of like all black. You know what I mean? And like, but she's hot as fuck. So you're like, and she's got her own personality. So you would be. That's interesting.
Yes, fair.
So, he goes, all right, to the do it.
But I'm saying,
What?
to a single person, yes, maybe. To a group of dudes trying to figure out this girl from all angles, you think one of them would have popped up like, this is
There
off.
might be, or maybe there's something. Yeah, you think one guy might have been like, hey, there's something.
Yeah, because it's not a normal, like, in a normal conversation, I can see how you would, like, the guy in the situation, why would he ever think that? All the friends going, like, who still haven't figured it out, none of them being like, this is off.
We're like, man, she's really dark. You think one of them be like, man, she's kind of dark, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
more than we thought.
Right.
But then again, she could just be a dark person. That's a real thing. People are like
It's
that.
a real thing. But still.
But you're right. And you're not saying don't do it. You're saying someone should have clocked it. That's what you're saying.
I'm saying if in a one-on-one situation she can outmatch you, in a one-on, how many friends are watching?
Like 8?
Yeah, 1-on-8
9.
with
9, including John Hamm.
Yeah, 1-on-9 with 8 of them you can't see. She
So you're
can't
saying
see.
one person should have clocked it.
One person should have been like, yo, that's off.
She's a little off.
That's
Yeah.
off.
Yeah. But they're all just like, oh, she's an outsider.
Yeah, well, they're all
Horny.
They're doing too much with their dicks and not their head.
Facts.
That's too much.
Well, look what you're doing.
Yeah, once you're in like that pickup artist world where it's like just a game, it's
Yeah.
over. I think it's
Like this is all their nights, and it's like that's weird.
That's weird.
That's like
right.
a cult.
Yeah, yes, it is like a cult.
So
So I guess cults drink the Kool-Aid, so I guess they could easily miss this.
they get another drink, and they're like, to changing states, and they take a drink to changing states.
Mm-hmm.
And then they accidentally spill the drinks on each other when they toast. And she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And she touches his knee. And they're like, oh shit. Like the boys are, he's in, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, you want another drink? And she's like, maybe. She's like, let me go to the restroom. I'll be right back. She
Right.
leaves. Okay. Back to reality.
Right.
And, the British dude's like, all right, so boy meets girl, not much of a Christmas story. And John Hamm's like, I haven't finished yet. Mm-hmm. Maybe she comes down his chimney. Mm-hmm. No, maybe he comes down her chimney. Mm-hmm. He smiles, and the British dude's like, oh. So you see, cut back to he starts talking to Ham, and he's like, he's talking to John because he's in the little room by himself. She went to the bathroom, and he's like, this is back in the flashback.
Right.
And the hairy dude's like, come on, man, I think I really like her. And he goes, no, come on, it's like, stop bullshit. And he's like, no, I feel bad now. I feel like this is cheating. It's a bit of a nightmare having you all in my head telling me what to do, And as he's having this conversation, she is watching him. And she's like, who the fuck is he talking? You know what I mean?
Right.
And he's like, you're all in my head, yada, yada. And then she walks right back over and she goes, come back to my place. And he's like, what? I'm sorry. And she's like, I thought about asking you, but when I asked the voices in my head and they said, do it. So fuck it, let's do it. I want to do this. It's my way of saying thank you. And she kisses him.
Oh, Jesus.
The boys are all like, let's go. He's in. Like, this is fuck yeah. Right? And our boy's really nervous because he's like kind of likes her.
Right.
You know? So they get to her place and she's like, I don't usually bring people back here. And he's like, I'm honored. You hear, while this is happening, you hear like the voiceover, like of reality. He's walking into the place and you hear like the voiceover of them in the tundra. Right. And you hear the dude go, did you watch? Like, did you watch? And he's like, what? When they got back to their place? And he's like, yeah, did you carry on? And Ham's like, dude, what the fuck do you think I am? And then you hear the other guy go, clearly I don't know. He's like, well, maybe speak to me more, and you would. But no, my job was done. Of course I didn't watch. Cut to, you see this nigga's like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like that.
Of course.
So back to the...
That's so much performance anxiety. Can you imagine? If just every time you fuck, just 8 of your boys were watching?
Bro, I don't need that.
Yeah.
I don't need that much teamwork.
Yeah. Backseat fucking?
Yeah, bro, this is golf, nigga. This is tennis. This is a solo.
Right.
I don't need anyone else out
Right.
here.
It's like, damn. How did you...
Not tennis, actually. Well, actually, tennis, yes, me and her.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's looking, and he's kind of looking at her house, and her house is like got crazy shit all over it, right? So the boys are all like, oh man, this girl's house is crazy. Her bedroom's weird. She's got like reptiles and snakes, you know what I mean? Like weird lights, like, oh, this girl's like a freak. That's what they thought. That's what they're all thinking.
Right. She's got reptiles?
You know, yeah, she's one of those kind of girls.
Yeah, reptile girls are scary.
They dress like this, but they are freaks. I've heard that those are the freakiest bitches.
I can imagine.
Yeah, you live with a snake. You're a fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
You just live with this thing that can kill you?
Yeah, that's some original sin sex.
Ooh.
That must be
hot ass.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, pretty next level.
Yeah, I want some of that. Give me some of that.
I don't know. It is original sin comes with a cost. You get kicked out of Eden.
Yep, and babies hurt now.
Yep.
Like, they come out of your butthole.
Yep.
So, she's
only
like,
if you're a man.
That's true. She's like, I'm gonna go get drinks. The bedroom's that way. I'll meet you in there. And he's like, okay. And they go, you hear John Hamm go, okay, Harry, you're going to the moon, buddy. Just sooner than expected, huh? And he's like, I can't. He's like, oh, come on, bro. It's just nerves. Just roll with it. You're all right. He's like, no, but I don't want you all to see. And you hear like, hey, you're one of the guys like, hey, you had no objection with us. Come on, bro. You watch that other bitch jerk. You watch the other bitch jerk me off. Hey, you watch that one me fuck that one girl. And you watch me get head from that one. Like, hey, bro, no, that's not fair.
Right.
Which is true. I'm with the boys.
That is fair.
It's like, hey, you don't get to be all like, I like her for real. No.
Yeah.
That ain't the game.
Yeah. If you like someone for real, you have to meet them outside of us in your head.
Yup. You don't get to. We hook this all up. We're the reason you're getting this pussy right now.
Right.
Because of us.
We get to watch.
We get to watch. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
That's the fair deal.
Yeah.
So, and you're like, he's like, no, this is too real. This is too real. And then John Hamm's like, come on. It's not that real. This is gonna be fine.
Right.
And then then the girl comes back with the drinks. And she's like, you're standing. And he's like, I didn't want to get on your bed. I didn't want to be presumptuous. And she's like, I need you on the bed. And he sits down. She gets on top of him. He's like, yo, this is
freaking out.
Moving too fast.
Yeah, it's like, that is moving, again, it's moving way too fast. People in the pickup artist room should be like, there's something
Girl's a little off.
Way off. At this point, they should be like, yeah, this is
one
way
of them,
off.
at least one.
Yeah, this
bare
is
minimum.
Way off. We've run this play so many times. We've all watched each other fuck. Why is this happening that quickly?
It doesn't,
it doesn't make any sense. He's not into it. He's not even doing the plays. He's nervous. He wants to back out. And why is it still going forward?
It feels like she's about to rape him.
Yeah, how are they not asking these questions? How do they not know what's going on?
Because first, especially for a guy like John Hamm who clearly gets all the pussy in the world,
Yeah.
it's like, you should know that, my nigga, even you wouldn't get the pussy this fast.
Yeah,
you wouldn't get the pussy this fast. And you.
If it's too good to be true,
it's
probably too good to be true.
Facts. So, she whispers in his ear, they can fucking wait. And he's like, what? And then she gives him a drink, like kind of like, makes him drink. Right. He's like, okay, thank you. And he takes it.
Yeah.
And then the boys are like, oh, fuck, it's about to go down. And John Hamm's like, calm down. Have some respect, boys. She keeps making him try to drink. And he's like, I'm good. Thank you. Oh, my God. What is that? And then she's like, fuck them is what it is. A big glass of fuck them. Fuck who? And she's like, oh, everyone always saying one thing and then another thing. The constant talk. They fucking the pills. I stopped taking them because they dulled the sounds. And then John Hamm. That's when he's like, hey, yo, Harry, let's wrap this up and get out of there, buddy. Let's get out of it. Something's off.
You
So give him this. Because it's like, well, yeah, now he's coughing. And she's like saying wild shit. And it's like, bro, it's too late now.
Yeah.
You clocked it now?
Yeah.
And she's like, I wanted to do this last night, but I'm a coward. Then I met you. It was fate. You know what it's like? It's like you said, do it. And now we said, fucking do it. We did it together. And then he's like, what's in that drink? And she's like, I saw you talking to them. I saw you talking to the voices in your head too. And he's like, no, they're real people. It's a club. And he starts coughing up blood, nigga. It's a club. They're all watching us. And she's like, I know they're all watching us. They're in our heads. And he's like, no, one of them's the leader. Now he's starting to like, bruh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Now the boys are watching. It ain't fun no more. Now everybody's like this.
Yeah.
And it's so dark because it's like the music is like, and they're all just looking at a screen.
Right.
So I mean, you just see them like looking like in that little zoom,
right?
And they're all like, and John Hamm's like, bro, how unfun is this now?
That's so unfun.
How unfun is this now, nigga?
One of you guys clearly should have clocked this. It's like that's why it's also unfun. It's all like, damn, this is also on all of us.
Watch one of your boys die.
Yeah, this is also a little bit on us.
All of us, every one of us.
Every single one of us.
We watched one of our homies die.
Yeah.
A horrible death. This is like, this is violent, bro. Because it's like, oh, poison is like, damn, bro. You don't. It's like, no, this looks very painful.
Right.
Right. And he's like, no, they're watching us. One guy's the leader. And she's like, they've been watching us all night, right? Seeing you, seeing me. He just keeps coughing up blood, bro. Yeah. And she's on top of him saying crazier shit. The music's getting more intense. Like that kind of noise. And she's like, no more. And she takes a big old drink. And he's like, oh God. Right? He's like realizing what, like, oh my God, right? And she's like, drink some more. He's like, I don't want it. And she's like, it's just a state change, remember? And she starts pouring it in his mouth. He's like, it's just a state change. He's like, stop. She's like, it's just a transition. The voices will be gone, I promise. Stop, please. She grabs a fucking funnel. She's like, you want this? And she pours. He's like, they're now like, cut back to the reality in the tundra. British dude's like, she murdered him. And then John Hamm's like, well, they called it a mercy killing, and that's what she called it at least.
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, when did you find out? He's like, I saw it on the news a little bit later, I think. Back to the past, you see him watching and his boy dying, right? And he looks at the boys over here and he goes, everyone, wipe and destroy everything right now. Go. Hits the button, cut, they all start, he cuts everything off.
Right.
Right? You see him start fucking getting everything, all the files, all the computers, everything, right? He puts it in a trash bin, pours a bunch of lighter fluid on it, right?
Right.
We see him now open his door. He's got a nice house. He starts walking. It's nighttime. He's walking downstairs, creeping. He steps on a toy. Makes a noise. He's like, fuck. Keeps walking. And he hits a bunch of other toys as he like hits the steps and like almost falls and like drops all the stuff out the trash. Makes a bunch of noise. Like you hear toys going off. And his wife comes out and she's like, Matthew, what's going on? What are you doing? And he's like, cut back to reality in the tundra. And he's like, so Claire, she was my wife. She was British too. You'd like her. Well, Claire found out I was involved with this fucking club, and you see, like, you hear the voices, but you see them back in the past, and they're arguing. She's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're a fucking psycho. And he's like, and then she blocked me. And once they block you, brother, it's done. And then we see, she goes, I'm sick of you, Matthew. I'm done. Not this time. It's over. And you see her, like, scrolling, like, with, like, her fingers like this. Right. And you see her eyes kind of, like, like, scrolling. And then she gets to a button, and she blocks this nigga. Right. And he turns into a blur. He's just a blur. She can't see him, and he can't see her. And he's muted. Like, he sounds like, right? He's like, unblock me. Unblock me, Claire. Claire. Cold, nigga. Cold-blooded.
Blocking in person. We could use that.
That's some real. Oh, that no. Wait. Let's finish. We'll get to that. Let's finish.
You get blocked by everybody. Is that what?
Let's finish. Let's finish, Playboy. You don't know why are they in this tundra, my friend? You don't know what's going on.
Right.
Let's finish
Right.
before you think it's such a good idea.
Right. Okay.
So, he tells them like, once they hit that button, you're locked out. You're a muted blur. They can't hear you, can't see what you're saying, vice versa. And when you look at him, it's just this anonymous shape. Price of progress, I guess, huh? He goes, and he's like, we all got these goddamn Z eyes put in when they came out. It's all fine and dandy. You can do all this cool stuff until this kind of bullshit happens. And you can't take them out. Cut to, they start, and then like you see him smile, and then like all the food's ready. So now they're eating, yada, yada. He's like, packet gravy. How British, huh? Pours it on. Merry Christmas, friend. It's quiet for a sec. And he goes, kind of holds up a drink to the British dude. The British dude kind of nods. He's like, look at you being festive, huh? It's a Christmas. They pour up, they toast. He goes, anyway, my wife left me, took custody of our daughter, Mel, hence me stranded in this lovely place. I didn't want to be surrounded by reminders anymore, so I was done. Right then you hear, boom, and the other guy turns around. And he's like, did you hear that? John Hamm's like, what? He's like, you didn't hear that? John Hamm's like, fuck, just keeps eating.
Right.
All right. He goes, well, anyway, buddy, glad you're talking now, You think weird shit when you're in a vacuum, right? Feel better, communicating? Mm-hmm. And then the British dude's like, a little, maybe. He laughs. He's like, dude, you're a fucking locked box. I mean, that's good. Most people are too easy to read, especially if you know minds. And then the British was like, picking up girls is not knowing minds. He goes, bro, that was my hobby. My job, that was completely different. Yo, that's why this episode. How fire is the writing so far? What do you think?
What the fuck is happening? I hate this. It's always with Black Mirror. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Writing's too good?
The next level, yeah. It's always so much. It's always
because that turn right there, you're like,
what the fuck? What's darker than that?
You ready?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what's funny? This one, I don't think you're ready for. I don't think you're ready for this, Johnny.
Okay.
This was the part of the episode I was like, I'm gonna make it sound. No, it ain't even like that though, because it's just enjoy it.
Okay.
So he says the most people,
stressed.
My job was completely different. And he goes, what, were you a marketing person? No. Door-to-door salesman? No. Well, what were you? You'll never get it. Well, I'm not gonna try then. All right, let's make it a game. I'll describe my job to you. I'll describe to you my day. You stop me when you can guess my job.
That's a good game.
All right. Cut to a flashback. Mm-hmm. We see a woman, this beautiful woman. She's just kind of watching something on the news.
Right.
And she's in like a hospital, clearly. And they bring her in food, and she's about to eat. She's about to eat before this operation. And she's like, I can eat before the operation? Right. And the lady bringing the food, this black nurse, she's like, yeah, modern science, right? And she's thinking to herself, you hear her thoughts out loud. She's like, that toast looks burnt. Right. I'm going to say something. And she's like, excuse me, ma'am, this isn't really how I like this toast. It's a little overdone. Can you do it again? Make it, a little like less burnt. And the lady's kind of annoyed. She's like, all right, I'll make more. And you hear in her head, she's like, oh, I bet she hates me now. Her nurse walks in. You hear her think, God, she's young. Hope she's qualified. All right, stop overthinking. Just relax. They put the gas on her, and the nurse is like, all right, ma'am, count back down from 10. And you hear her thinking, 10, 9, 8, 7. Passes out. All right. We hear the thoughts. Right? And you just hear, I can't see. Where am I? What's that noise? You hear like a drill. Zzz, zzz. Like, what can I see? And you hear, preparing to extract the cookie. No, please don't. I'm still awake, please. Oh my God. And you see her get pulled out of her head.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And they set her down, and it's a little bead. It's like this, like this little bead. They set it down, and it's like looking at a mirror, and she's like, oh my God. She's like a little ball.
Right.
All right. She's like, what's happening to me? What's happening? Hello, is anyone there? And then it goes in this little machine, almost like, it looks like an Alexa or some shit.
Right.
All right. And it goes and see, cut to, you hear her going, what's going on? And you see John Hamm, right? And he's in a house, and he's got the screen up in front of him, just like this, exactly like this. And he's in a suit.
Right.
And he's like, sorry. I know you're probably a little weirded out right now. You can just keep talking. I can hear you. Hello, I'm Matthew, and I'm from Smart Intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And she's like, what? You just hear a voice, right? And he's like, yeah, you can keep talking. I can hear you. He goes, my job is to explain to you what's happening best as I can. Am I dead? No. No one's dead here, ma'am. Bro, he says it like that. How scary is that? That's a lot. That line's terrified me.
This is so
that
much.
no one's dead here, man.
So much.
And then he's like, he goes, how old are you? And she's like, 29. Mm-hmm. He goes, oh, dang, 29. He goes, you don't know what a Xerox machine is. Do you know what a copy is? She's like, yes, I know what a copy is, of course. He goes, okay, well, great. That's what you are. She goes, no, I'm me. And he goes, okay, well, if you're you, try and blow on my face. And he leans close to the little Alexa.
Right.
He's like, you can't, can you?
Right.
He's like, you don't have a body. No fingers, no arms, no face. Son, I told you, this is the scariest thing I've ever heard. You want to keep going?
I mean, we have to. Go.
Your code.
So uncomfortable.
Simulated rainfall of code and this widget we call a cookie. Mm. Why did you do this to me? Well, I didn't do this to you. The real you did this to you. This is a service. We take this blank sleek called a cookie, and we put it, this little ball, we put it in a client's brain, and it sits for a couple of weeks, just shadowing, soaking up how their mind works. And that's why you think you're you. But you're also not you. It's a lot to process. And you hear her just go, put me back in my body. He goes, well, we can't do that because that's where the real you lives. But we can do this. We'll give you a simulated body. We've heard that helps. I don't understand. Cut to, you see that British woman,
right.
Her. She's got like a plain like blue like nurse outfit on, right?
Right.
And she's inside a white blank infinity space.
Right, okay.
Like just,
okay.
Forever.
Okay.
And there's a little chair and a little fucking control pad with buttons on it.
Okay.
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 And she's like, what the She goes, this is my body? And then he goes, let's not get into all that. What's really going on, right? Like, let's not even, because it's too much.
Right.
He goes, but look around. What do you see? And she's like, this is a control room. What's this for? He goes, that console is for you to control your real house.
Okay.
He goes, how do you like your toast? She's like, underdone slightly. He goes, underdone, perfect. Think of how you like it, and then just press that little button. She goes, which one? He goes, it doesn't matter. You already know you're making toast. The buttons are more symbolic than anything else.
Right.
Bro, that's a mind fuck, bro.
That's to be honest, I was like, oh, I like that. That's the first thing you said in a while. I'm like, that's cool. I like that.
So that's the one part if you were her, you'd be like, all right, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. That's dope.
So she pushes a button. You see the toaster outside the house work. She can see it like through the cameras. And he goes, there you go. Wasn't that awesome? Mm-hmm. This is your job now. And she's like, what? He goes, yeah, you're in charge of everything here in the house. Temperature, lighting, everything she wants and her appointments and, just all that kind of fun stuff. Right. The fridge is empty. Your job is to refill it, order food for, you can do anything. Music.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
And she goes, but who for who? He goes, you're doing all this for the real you. She's the one paying. Where is the real me? Taking a nap. Here. And he here, look at this. And he hits a button. You see all her screens pop up. Yeah. And she can see the house and bedroom top right camera. She sees herself. And she's like, because it's her, bro. You're you still.
Right. Yeah, now it's like scary Inside Out. We went from scary pickup artist to scary Inside Out.
Yeah. And she's like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. And he goes, hey, ding. He's like, the toast is done. He grabs it. He's like, just how you like it, too. She's like, stop, please. Screaming. She's screaming, and he mutes her, right? Mm-hmm. He's like, sorry, I had to do that. You're just you're loud. You're freaking out. Right. He goes, look, this is your job. This is now your life. And it's a lot easier if you just kind of comply. Mm-hmm. And then he hits the unmute button, and she's like, I'm not doing this. I'm not some push button monkey. And he goes, well, would you prefer to do nothing? She's like, yes. He's like, well, nothing it is. Let me show you what it's like. 3 weeks sound good? And he hits a button on his screen, right? And then you see it like night day. Like it just takes like a couple seconds. He eats a bite of the toast, comes back and he goes, hey, what about now? She looks different. Now her hair is crazy longer. She looks all disgruntled. She's like, please don't do that again. There's nothing to do here. There's nothing I can't sleep. I can't even sleep. And he's like, yeah, you wouldn't need sleep. You're not real. You're code. He's like, well, you ready to work now? And then she's like, no, fuck you, I'm not doing this. No. He goes, all right, how about 6 months then? And she goes, wait. He hits the button. Cut back to the reality, him in the tundra. And he's talking to the dude and he goes, you see, the trick is making them not snap completely. That's what we had to realize.
Right.
As a company, bro, that's what they had to realize.
Of course. That makes sense.
Trial and error.
Yeah.
Right? He goes, too much solitary for anything, and they'll wig out. Right. You're no use to anyone if you wig out. And then, we have to sell you cheap to some video game industry so you can become cannon fodder for a war game.
Right. Damn.
You're still
alive, but you're just... Ugh.
Now you're in Halo. Every day, just dying horrible deaths, every day. Really put that into perspective, didn't it? That shit was wild when I heard that. I was like, oh my God.
That sucks.
They sold you to a video game?
Yeah.
You just in Mario Kart?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not fun, bro. These red shells hurt, nigga.
Yeah.
Falling off that giant hurt. Like, it's real to you.
Oof.
You know what I mean?
Rainbow Road, but real would be so intense.
You in Madden? It's just real injuries and shit.
Yeah.
You're just playing football forever.
Oh.
Until they stop playing you and you're just in the game going crazy.
Yeah.
Because you're not being used.
You're just in hell. You're doing nothing.
You'd rather than play.
Yes.
A whole different thing on like AI. Like it may be like, wow, my brain's about to explode thinking about it. Like, oh my God, that's painful. So he clicks back in, right? Back to the old, you see him talking to the thing, and 6 months go by, right? It takes a couple seconds. He's had 2 more bites of the toast.
Right.
And he's like, boop, how we feeling now? She looks even crazier. She's like, please, give me something to do. Like, bro, you can see she's lost her mind. Like she's right there.
Right.
Anything. He goes, you ready to work? She goes, yes, please, I'll do anything. Just give me something to do, please. And he's like, all right. He goes, oh, by the way, great toast. Boop, hits the button. It goes to black.
Right.
You see the real her come down from her nap, right? And she's like, is it all set up? He's like, you're all set and ready to go. And she's hot as fuck, bro.
Right.
And he's looking at her and he's like, I saw the craziest thing on the way here. There was this guy riding a horse, shirtless, bow and arrow. And she turns around, she smiles, she's like, really?
Right.
This nigga.
Right.
Cut like and this, bro, imagine being an AI and you watching this nigga fuck you.
Yeah. After he sent you to jail for 6 months. Not jail, worse than jail. Nothing.
And you're watching you fuck this dude.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you have to you have to do everything that she likes.
And you hate yourself now.
Yeah.
Because now you have a whole different relationship with yourself.
Right. Oh no, she's the home. Forgot, she's the AI. The home. Okay.
So, cut to homegirl in the machine, and she's just sitting there in her chair. She's just watching and waiting. And then she hits a button. She wakes her up exactly how the woman wants. It's like so fancy. And she the temperature's right, the heated floor, everything. She's just setting it all up. So, and the girl's just like, each step is where the light kind of hits her. And it's just, everything's perfect, right? Coffee, the toast, her schedule comes up. And it's like, you see the real her, like watching, just like so happy, like loving her new thing.
Right.
And you see the machine her at the desk, like eyes just gone.
Right.
Because you're realizing like, oh, this is it.
Yeah.
Forever.
I'm just this lady's house. Or until she stops paying.
And I'm just in here again.
Yeah. Then I'm in nothing. They definitely terminate you after they stop paying. It's a company.
Yeah.
So you're just back to nothing. The end goal is always nothing.
Well, you'd rather be terminated than just sitting there.
No, because nothing was hell.
Yeah, nothing was actual hell.
Yeah.
So you're hoping that please just terminate me.
No. By terminate, I mean send you to hell. That's what nothing is.
So you think if they terminate, I thought they would just die. Like if you terminate the machine.
No. They get sent to nothing. I think that's what happens.
Oh my God.
Yeah. You turn off the machine. What happens? The machine. Nothing happens. That's what she gets sent back to. There's no winning for her. It always ends in nothing.
You're just in that. You're just there.
You're just there for however much the lady can pay or however long that lady lives. One of the two.
What if the machine gets destroyed? Then you're out.
Or do you get sent to nothing? I think you're truly underestimating what nothing is, dude. It's not you.
How could you die if you're AI? You're already like what? Yeah, you're like what? Yeah, you're right. You're not. You're already
nothing.
Oh my god.
You're not real. You're not organic.
You're a copy.
You're a copy.
Oh my god, that's fucking crazy.
At least that's what I think. I guess. I don't know. I guess there's some out somewhere, but I don't know.
Cut back to reality. Back in the tundra.
Right.
The British was like, "That's slavery," and he goes, "He's like, that's slavery. She thought that was real. That's barbaric." He's like, "It's not real. It's not barbaric. Stop." They keep drinking and eating.
Right.
All right. Like you can tell he's like, "Yo, that's what my job was."
That's what it is. Yeah.
And he goes, they're eating, and then John Hamm looks at him. He goes, "Again, you are not who I expected. Most people would say, oh, she's just cold. Fuck her. But you're empathetic. You care about people. You're a good man." And the British dude's like, "Am I?" He's like, "Well, based on how you reacted, yeah, I can tell you're kind." "I'm not a good man." "So you're a good man who's done some bad things." Is that right? Can you tell me about it? I've done things I'm not proud of. But come on, man, talk to me. Was it something you did with your family, wife, girlfriend? It's just us. He doesn't say anything. It's quiet for a while. This dude can act, bro. You know these Black Mirror niggas, they can act.
Yeah.
He's just like, "Her dad never liked me. He never liked me." Cut to the past. Ooh. Fire, right? That was like, wow, that's such a good opening line. Her dad never. Just that, because you're like, you already like, what?
Yeah.
Because you already can feel it, how real whatever that is. Cut to the past, right? He looks so happy, and he's all like, he looks not disheveled and shit. You know what I mean? Like younger, like just in shape, like, and he's cute. Like, he looks way handsome, and he's on a date with this really beautiful girl, and they're walking out of a house, and an old man comes out, and he's like, "Bethany, Bethany, it gets dark at 6. She's like, "Oh, come on, Dad, we won't be long." And they keep walking, and he's like, "I don't think your dad approves of me." And she's like, "Oh, stop, he's just protective." He's like, "I'm serious. He thinks I'm not good enough." And then she goes, "Well, he has a point, right?" And then they both kind of laugh,
right.
And they kiss, and he goes, "Oh my God," they're so happy, and he goes, "Let me take a pic of you." Right? And they're in this like house in the middle of nowhere, right? Which is the grandpa's house. Like he lives in this like beautiful home, like out in the wilderness kind of like situation. But it's snowing, so it's really beautiful.
Right.
And he's like, "Let me take a picture of you." And she poses, and he uses like his eyes, and he's like, "Ch-ch," right? And that's how you take pictures. Then.
Right.
You know what I mean? Cut to, they're at a party, singing karaoke.
Right.
And he's on stage, and he's singing like, back in black. Like he's singing like some kind of rock song like that.
Right,
I can't remember exactly, but pretty much that, right? And everyone's laughing, and she's like, oh, so embarrassed. Right. Back to reality. We were good together. We were really good together. Cut back to the past. She goes on the stage, and it's her turn to sing. And they're with like this Asian dude who's their friend and some other friends, right? And that fucking evil song from Black Mirror comes on. Dun, 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 dun. The one that they use in a bunch of episodes.
Right.
You can't blame me. That's the song she's singing.
Right.
Try to shame me. Yo, I love that they call this song back, bro.
Yeah, smart. Keep things in the universe.
Ooh, still on. But every time this song comes on,
something bad happens.
Care for you. You can run around. She looks real sad while she's singing it.
Right.
You can even put me down. Still I'd be there for you. And you see him, he's just drinking and drinking, not really paying attention.
Right.
All right. Cut to the end of the night, he's fucking hammered leaving, and like he's getting kicked out.
Right.
And she's really embarrassed, and like the Asian dude, the friend's kind of embarrassed, and they're helping him, they're carrying him out, right?
Right.
And back to reality. It's like things weren't perfect. I mean, things are never perfect in any relationship, but we were happy. Cut back to the past. They're on a double date, right, with the Asian friend and his wife.
Right.
And the wife's like, the Asian lady, she actually might have been Indian too, but she's brown.
Right.
And she's like, "Oh, actually, Beth, Beth is the one that introduced us, like in Asia, the husband."
Right.
And he's like, "This is all her doing. She's the puppet master." And she's like, you know, and oh my God, and she's the one who warned me about how bad his snoring is. And then they're all laugh, and then British like, how did you know about his snoring? And then he's like, and the Asian guy's like, oh, well, you know, when we first started working, they all work together. He's like, when we first started working on this company, they sent us on this trip, and she told me my snoring was so bad, it kept her up all night, and now everyone knows I snore. And they're all kind of laughing, right?
Right.
And end of the night, like that's all, like it's a good time.
Okay.
Cut to just like there's a flash of the night, and then cut to the end of the night. You see him cleaning up.
Right.
She's sitting there. She looks mad though, and she's drinking.
Right.
And you know, our boy's like, you know, like that couple thing where you're just talking about the party, and he's just like rambling on, like clearly had a good time, and he's like, you know, honestly, I think she's a little more into him than he is into her, right? Wouldn't you say? And he's cleaning up stuff, and he looks at her, he's like, don't you think? And she just keeps on drinking. She doesn't say anything, and he's like, you all right? And she's like, no, just wasn't in the mood really tonight. That's all. And he's like, really? What's wrong? She's like, no, I just see them all the time at work. I don't know. It's just, I'm going to bed. And he's like, you all right? That's everything okay? She's like, yeah, of course, I'm fine. They kiss. She's like, all right. He's like, all right, I'll clean everything up. And you see him clean everything up. She goes to bed. Goes to take out the trash. Pulls it up. It's really heavy. And the bottom falls out. So everything falls on the floor.
Right.
He's like, oh, God damn it. So he starts picking up all the trash. He picks up a pregnancy test box. Keeps looking around because the stick's not anything. He finds the stick. It says she's pregnant. He's like, what the He goes upstairs. Beth? What? Is this yours? I found it in the bin. That means you're pregnant, right? Is this yours? And she's like, yes. He's like, Christ, he's so happy. He's like, that's amazing. This is amazing. And she goes, Joe, I can't. He goes, but it's a baby, a pregnancy. And she goes, Joe, I can't. But come on. She goes, of course you can. She goes, no, I'm 27. I'm not ready. It's too quick. He's like, come on, you know, you'll manage. She's like, we're not ready. And he's like, I'll surprise you. You don't know what kind of good dad I can be. Like, you know, we can do this and we can do that. And I'll take him to bowl games and I'll make sure he's at school on time and have his breakfast. We'll be a family. She's like, I don't want it, Joe. He goes, but it's a baby. It's our baby. She's like, it's not that easy for me. No, we're not having it. He goes, you made up your mind. She goes, I haven't. He goes, look at you. You're pissed. You're drunk. You're drank all night and you're pregnant. She goes, well, I don't want to be. I don't want to be. He goes, you're being a bitch. You're a cold bitch. You would kill a kid just because it doesn't suit her plans. Fair. Mm-hmm. Because it's her body, but he has the right to have an opinion. Right. If he wants a kid, he's like, I want the motherfucker.
Well, when they're in a relationship, it's like there's definitely gray areas here.
Yeah, there's like he has a right. Not that he can't force to have a kid, but he has the right to be mad and like you're like, yo, I want this though.
Yeah, hopefully they had talked about this beforehand.
Clearly not.
That's a crazy thing to be married and not talk about.
Yeah. I don't think they're married. Maybe they were. The friends are married. The friends are married, but it never says if they're married or not. So I don't think they're married.
Okay.
Actually, they're not. They're not married. I'm pretty sure they're not married.
Okay. So recalibrate.
Yeah.
A little bit.
So the friends are married. Right. She introduced them. That's why. So you're being a bitch. Yada yada. Doesn't suit your plan. She goes, stop. Don't say anything else or I'll block you. He goes, don't you dare, Beth. Don't you dare. She goes, please. I'm sorry. We'll talk about this tomorrow. Just stop. She hits the button. He goes to a blur. Beth, turn it off. Beth, turn it off. Turn it off, Beth. And you see, like, and then back to her opinion, he's just like, and then you see the blur grab some, like a flower pot, break that shit against the wall. She's like, ah! He storms out.
Right.
Well, be honest, I would be that mad too. I'm not blaming him to be this mad. No. I would be like, bro, this is how we talking about this? This is how we're talking about this? Like, right. Cut to the next morning. He's sleeping downstairs on the couch. You see Beth come downstairs. She goes to leave. He wakes up. She starts walking faster. He's like, Beth, wait. I'm sorry. I was pissed. Right? I love you. We can work this out. And she's like, all she sees is, right. And he's like, please. She gets to the car. Beth, please. She drives off.
Right.
All right. You hear the voiceover. That day, I didn't go to work. I just stayed at home. Tried to make amends, thinking she was coming back. She didn't come back. And thanks to that fucking block, I couldn't message her. I couldn't call her. After a week, I was so desperate. I hung outside her work like a stalker. Cut to, you see him seeing the Asian friends, and he runs up, they're like, yo, you seen Beth? And then the wife is like, Beth, she left Joe. He's like, what? She's like, yeah, she handed in a notice like a month or two ago. Like, she's gone. No one knows where she is. He's like, he walks off. He can't believe it.
Right.
And then the wife goes, Joe, and the Asian goes, just let him go, honey. Like,
Yeah.
hey, whatever that is.
You don't want to enter.
Like, because imagine you're friends with both these niggas. You're like, oh, shit, this got dark.
Right.
So he goes, you hear the voiceover. I was hopeful that she would get in touch, but she didn't. And during a block, you can't wallow properly because it doesn't just block them. It blocks every image of them ever. So it doesn't matter what, like, you can't see them.
Right.
So he's looking at any pictures. I'm talking about pictures that, like, not just pictures in his memory, but real pictures that he got printed. Still can't see her.
Right.
You cannot see that person, bro. Forever.
That's insane.
Bro. He goes, every memory we had was fucking vandalized. So he goes, then one day I'm out of town. And he goes, I'm out in town, just shopping. And I saw, you see, he's just out. He looks up, and like across the fucking mall, he sees a blur. Obviously, that's like,
right.
So that's also crazy. It's like, damn, you always be able to spot him because it would just be a blur.
Right.
And he said, I saw her, and she was pregnant. Huge belly. You see this huge pregnant blur, right? She's like, she kept it. I lost my mind. I ran over pleading. And you see him run over. Beth, turn it off. Beth, please talk to me. Turn it off. Beth, turn it off. Right? And you hear her just seeing the woo, 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 woo. Cut to, like, she's like, help me. Right? He gets arrested.
Right.
He goes, they took me down to the station, and that was that. Now the block had legal backing. If I go within 10 meters of her, I'd get arrested. This is like a guy's nightmare.
Yeah.
This is like every man's nightmare.
Yeah, what the fuck is happening?
Back to reality. And I had no idea where she is. This is in the tundra. He's like, she had the baby, if it was a boy or girl, if it was okay. I had no way of getting in touch with her. Except I knew where her dad lived. Dad never liked him, huh, Bob?
Yeah. Damn.
So I write a letter, begging, laying it all out. I get no response. I write again, and again, and again, and again. No response. Son, every man has a breaking point, don't they?
Right.
That you can feel this, huh? Like,
Right.
every man can only be fucked with so much.
Right.
And not even every man, every human. Mm-hmm. Every human can only be fucked with them, especially like when it comes to like emotional shit, like this.
Right.
He goes, you hear John Hamm go, wow, she really cut you out good. He goes, yep, but one thing I could do. I knew she spent every Christmas at her dad's place. I knew she'd be there. So the day before I head up Christmas Eve, and her dad lived in this isolated place way out in the woods. Beautiful. I'd never been up there without her, so it was kind of weird being on the outside looking at the house without her. I waited all day and we see him watching from afar, and he sees them pull up, and he sees a blur image get out the car, and he sees the dad get out the car, and he zooms in, and the dad is holding a baby stroller.
Right.
So she had the baby, but the baby is also blurred. He goes, and I can't see its face and then back to reality, John Hamm goes, because the legal block covers offspring also. I've been there. That one hurts. You can't see your kids, fool. He goes, I couldn't even tell if it was a boy or a girl. It was just a blur. So we see him watching, bro. Back to him, he's just watching from like overlooking the house from like far away on a tree. And bro, like on some Peeping Tom shit almost, and he's just devastated. You see this man just broken, bro. This actor's good. Like he is just broken. Back to the reality in the tundra, and he goes, I knew it. I know it sounds stupid, but seeing something was better than seeing nothing. So I kept going back. It became my annual pilgrimage.
Jeez.
Episode's called White Christmas, bro.
Yeah.
So once a year, every year I head up and I'd watch them from a distance. Watching the kid grow up. You see this nigga doing this every year, bro. I'm talking about, this is years.
Right.
Years. He's watching the kid grow up, my nigga.
Right.
He's just watching these two blurs play outside. He's watching the mom. He goes, more than anything, I wanted to just make contact. So one Christmas, when the kid was about 4, I took a little present, a small stupid thing. It was like a little wooden bunny. And for the first time, you see him like run down, like when nobody's looking, he sets it down by the house and he runs back up. And he's like, for the first time I could see, she was a girl. I had a daughter. And you see him watching this blur who goes and she grabs the bunny. She's looking at it and you can tell like it's a girl because you see like hair and shit, you know?
Right.
And he's so happy, bro. Like this nigga, like, life is real again, you know? And so John Hamm's like, so you were the Santa Claus, huh? He goes, yeah. I thought I'd try again next year. But something happened before we got to Christmas. He goes, cut to, he's back in the past. You see him at his house. He's flipping through the channels.
Right.
He goes, it'd been months since I'd been up there to look at my daughter. I was just home switching through the channels. And you see a commuter train had gone off the rails. 20-some people died. And they start showing all the people. One of them's Beth. He goes, it had been so long since I had seen her. Because he saw her actual face.
Right. Because that's not blocked.
She's dead.
Yeah.
It's over. Like, she's dead. It's done.
Yeah.
So he can see her face.
Yeah.
And he's like, it'd been so long since I seen it. It was hard to imagine anything but the shadow. And he said, now that she died, you heard John Hamm go, the block died with her. It's like, yeah, there she was. And you see him looking at the TV, crying like crazy. I mean, this is a lot to find. You know what I mean? He's bawling, just staring at the TV.
Never got an answer to anything.
So he's just bawling, bro.
Right.
He's like, and just like that, she was gone. Back to the reality, John Hamm's like, wow, I'm so sorry, man. I'm sorry. He goes, but there was a silver lining, you know, with the block gone. John Hamm's like, you could see your daughter. Yep. Cut back to the past. We see him wrapping up a snow globe. Writes on it, from Daddy. He goes, it was almost Christmas, and I bought her this snow globe, a little present. I headed up to Beth's dad. Christmas Eve. And there she was. Not a blur. The real thing. She's turned the other way. You see this little kid, she's like building a snowman. He can't believe it, bro. He's got the present. He walks up real slow from behind. He comes in the gate. She's just playing, building a snowman. He taps her on the shoulder. Hello, darling. She turns. She's Asian.
I was expecting that. I didn't expect Asian. I was expecting something off, but she's Asian, so she's that dude's kid.
Your best friend. Bro. I mean, bro. It's crazy to want the answer so bad, and it's like that's why you didn't need them.
Yeah.
You didn't need these
but
answers.
you did. Because you think you have a kid.
But what you gonna do with this answer now?
Well, it's worse that you know now instead of when it happened. It's way worse. Because you went 4 years thinking you had a kid that you couldn't see. That's an extra level of torture. Because you have to deal with the same feelings you would have if you had back then, and now you have to deal with 4 years of thinking that was your kid. It's way worse. You definitely wanted the answer sooner. And she kind of owed him that.
Yep.
She absolutely owed him that.
She's a horrible, she's a monster of a person.
That's a horrible person.
I mean, this is Black Mirror.
Yeah.
She's a monster. Just because she died doesn't mean she's not a horrible person.
Yeah.
The Asian dude is a horrible person.
Yeah.
Horrible. These are monsters of people.
Right.
So the little girl looks at him like, what the fuck? And she walks away from him. He's a stranger.
Right.
And he hears that song. He starts following her into the house.
Right.
As the song's just playing, he's kind of like in a day, like he can't even believe it. And as that song's playing, he starts thinking of the Asian dude.
Right.
And he starts thinking of her and him with the party and conversations, the way they looked at each other. And he's thinking of her singing the song, and he looks at her that like he remembers it, and she wasn't looking at him when she was singing that song. She was looking at the Asian dude. And anyone who knows what love is. And you see the Asian dude looking back at her like, will understand.
Damn.
It's right, dude. Oh my God.
Damn.
Oh, I know you didn't see that coming, bro. That's why this episode's so good. No one sees that coming. They set it up so well.
Damn.
So he's in the house now, and the Asian girl's just kind of standing by her grandpa, obviously scared.
Right.
And the grandpa's like, "What's up, little May? Everything all right?" And he turns and he sees him. Mm-hmm. What are you doing here? Our boy sits. Mm-hmm. He's just in a daze. He just sits in the kitchen. He's got the present in his hand. Mm-hmm. You hear the grandpa go, "Beth's dead. Do you understand? She's dead. There's nothing for you here." And he's like, "Where's my daughter?" "What daughter? This is Beth's daughter." "I want to see my daughter." "You have no daughter here." "I want to see my daughter."
Yeah, exactly. See, way
snapped.
worse.
He snapped.
Yeah, absolutely way worse. What are you talking about earlier?
I didn't say it wasn't worse.
Yeah.
I never said it wasn't worse. I never said that.
Oh, no, you said you didn't want the answers. It's like, yeah, obviously you definitely
I just didn't want the answers at all.
Yeah, no, because it would have been, like I said.
At this point, I'll snap.
Yeah, fair.
He's already, she took him too far. This is the woman's fault.
Yes.
She drove this nigga to whatever's about to happen right now.
Right. He's about to kill both of them.
The grandpa goes, "May, go upstairs. Get upstairs, honey." She runs upstairs. He grabs the butcher knife. Mm-hmm. Right? You see our boy start unwrapping the gift. Mm-hmm. And that grandpa goes, "If this is about those letters, I threw them out before she saw them. She was a mess, Beth. She had to leave it all behind." He's looking at the snow globe. "I want to see my daughter. I think you should go. Get out of this house." Our boy stands up. "I want to see my daughter." "You have no daughter here." Our boy takes a snow globe, boom, smashes him right across the head.
Damn.
The guy falls back. There's just blood leaking going down the globe, and you see blood going down his head. And then our boy is kind of looking at him, and now he snaps back. Right. He realizes like
what he did.
And you see the old man like he just dies right there.
Yeah.
Our boy starts panicking. Oh my God. Oh my God. And you hear, "I wish it could be Christmas every day." The song from the beginning.
Yeah.
It's playing on the radio in the house. "I wish it could be Christmas." And then the clock starts going, "Cuckoo, cuckoo." He looks up. It's that bird clock. Remember that he saw earlier?
Right.
It's the bird, but he sees it.
Right.
Right? And he was like, and then you hear John Hamm go, "And then what happened? Tell me." And he's like, and he's looking at the clock, and he's like, this is back in the reality. He's like, and then cut back to the past. He's like, "I just left." And he gets up and he leaves the old man.
Right.
Blood on the snow globe. He walks out.
Right.
He goes, "I got in the car and I just drove. And you see him in the car. He's crying, bro.
Right.
He goes, "Where'd you go?" He goes, I drove anyway. I walked to the nearest town and I slept on the streets and I drank for weeks. I don't know how long it was. And after a while, and you see him now, he's just a drunk, a homeless person on the streets, big old beard. You see some people come grab him. They get him.
Right.
He goes, "They came and got me and they wanted to talk, but I couldn't talk. I said, if I said it, then it would be real. So I didn't say anything. I didn't tell them." And John Hamm's like, "What about the girl?" He's like,
"Oh, is this a police interrogation? This is great. That's what this is."
"Oh, fuck, I knew you, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
Is that switch not fire as fuck?"
Yeah.
And he's like, What? He goes, "What happened to the little girl?" He starts like, "I only know what they said." "What did they say?" And he looks at John Hamm and he starts like looking around. He's like, "What is this place? I don't know how I got here. Where is this place? He goes, what did they say, Joe? Stay with me. What did they say?
Right.
He goes, what's the job we're doing here? Joe, look at me. What did they say? They said she stayed in the house. She stayed in the house. It was Christmas Eve, so she stayed hidden. She didn't move. And we see the girl just laying on the floor in the house. Because her grandpa's there. She don't know what to do.
Right.
She's 4.
Right.
And then on the Boxing Day, the next morning, Christmas,
Right.
she realized no one would help. She gave her granddad a present she made. And you see this cute little Asian girl give the granddad a present, right? And she puts on her little coat.
Yeah.
And then she went out to go get help. But he lives where, son? Remember I told you, where does the old man live?
Oh shit.
In the middle of what?
In the middle of nowhere, in the woods. Oh, so she died of exposure.
And then he's like, and so she went out to get help. And he's like, and we see the little girl walking into the tundra of the snow. And you hear John Hamm go, how far did she get? How far did she get, Joe? And then he stands up like in the back of the shack and he looks out this little window that's in the shack. You know what I told you?
Right.
And in the distance, he sees a tree.
Right.
And he sees the dead girl's little body.
Right.
And he sees exactly how far she got.
Right.
Right? And he's like, God forgive me. God forgive me. And he's like, so do you confess? Joe. Oh, God forgive me. Bro, this shit's real, nigga.
Yeah.
Just say it, Joe. Say it. Let it out. Do you confess? And then Ham takes the snow globe that he killed him with and just sets it down next to him and he looks at it. And then he stares at the kid's body outside by the tree and he's like, I confess. I confess. Oh, God, I confess. John Hamm's like, pats him on the back and he goes, woo, knew I could do it. Boom. Told you I'd get him, boys. All right, I'm coming out. And Joe turns around like, and he's like, sorry, Joe. Disappears.
Right.
Joe's starts going around he's just alone.
Right.
Out that window, that dead little girl, nigga.
Damn.
Ham's like, oh, pulls his head out of a little machine.
Right.
He's like, oh, whoo, and he's in an office.
Right.
Bro, how fire is that?
This is awesome.
This is awesome, is it not?
Yeah. This is
Is this the best one you've heard so far?
So far, I don't
Episode?
mind it. Yeah.
So far, of all the Black Mirrors you've seen and heard, is this the best one?
Yeah, this is up there. I think this is probably.
Because this writing you did not see come. Every twist is
crazy.
It's a police interrogation, bro.
Yeah.
You saw that coming?
No.
I remember watching this being like,
What the fuck? Yeah.
and John Hamm's so good.
Yeah.
Because you think he's just some guy who's a dick.
Right.
He's just a fucking
He
great.
He just made up a story, or he didn't. One of the two.
Comes out the little machine. And he's like, whew. He goes, man, full confession. He goes, he looks at the cops that are all around. He says, that had to be enough. Full confession and conviction. Come on, guys. And then the other cop's like, man, 2 days we pressed that guy. He didn't say piss. This bastard cracks him in like 70 minutes. And he goes, well, I mean, he already knew he was guilty. Just, needed time to unload. By the way, it wasn't 70 minutes. He goes, it was 7 minutes to y'all. It's 5 years. They were in there.
For 5 years. Damn.
He had to do that.
Damn. That's crazy. John Hamm's awesome. What a fucking crazy cop guy.
Yo. He goes,
One more twist.
I made it, it said it's more like 5 years, from his perspective, it's 5 years. So some would say that would be, a long time with me.
Right.
Right. And they go, well, so cut to, you see the lead detective goes, well, we got him, right? Thank you.
Right.
She walks out. She walks over to she walks down into a prison, goes into a holding cell. Shink opens the thing and goes, well, Mr. Potter. And you see our boy turn. It's Joe. He's got a full beard.
Right.
Like how he did when he was a homeless guy.
Right.
Congrats on the confession. That little cookie we took out of your brain gave us the full story. So you can keep this whole silent act up as long as you want. Makes no difference to us. You already talked. And he turns and he's like, can't fucking believe. And he has a little patch.
Right.
Early when the woman got the surgery, she had a little patch on her head after.
Right.
He has the same little patch. And he's
so
like,
they didn't tell you the cookie. Wow. So that's just his job.
he works for the smart tech people.
He works for the smart tech
He's not a
people.
cop.
He's not a cop. Wow. He's a corporate cop.
He's just a bad motherfucker, bro.
Damn.
I know,
Damn, dude, that was layered.
That was layered, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And so this nigga, he looking up at the thing. He can't believe it. And she goes, oh, also, Merry Christmas. Shing, closes the thing back. Right. So back in the office, our boy looks at the woman. He's like, so we got a deal, right? Break a compression from him. I get to go free. That was the deal.
Right.
You know, are we going to make good on this offer? And they go, well, you're free to go, Mr. Trent, but we have some caveats. And he's like, oh, come on, what? And he's like, well, you're going to be on the register. He's like, what register? And the guy's like, one for peeping Toms. He's like, oh, are you serious? I just helped out a couple lonely guys. Oh, that's what you did.
Right.
That was an illegal service. And you also failed to report a murder. Did you forget that? And he's like, oh. He goes, so what does it mean, this registry? She goes, it means you're blocked. By who? By everyone. He walks outside the station. People everywhere, Christmas shopping. Everyone is a blur. Every single human being on earth. You see everyone else's perspective of him. He's a red blur. So everyone knows he's a fucking predator. So everyone is avoiding him as they walk by him, like everybody. And he's like, you see him kind of like being like, oh shit, right? Mm-hmm. Cut back to, we see Joe inside the little shack. Forgot about him. He still exists.
Right.
The little copy of Joe.
Right.
That's a real person.
Right.
He looks out the window and he sees the dead kid and he's freaking out. He's walking around. He looks outside the window again. Dead kid. So he's just like, right?
Yeah.
You hear the music. I wish it could be Christmas every day. It gets real loud.
Right.
He's like, outside, we see one of the cops messing with the thing, cutting the music up.
Damn.
To fuck with him. Right?
Right.
And he's just going like cranking it as much as he can go.
Right.
Just cranking it. Not the volume anymore. He's cranking the days.
Right.
As much as they go.
Right.
Right? And then somebody goes, yo, Holston, what are you doing? He's like, I cranked him up to 1,000 years a minute. That's a proper sentence for you, right?
Right.
And then we see, and he lets it go, like hits play, and now the thing's just going 1,000 years a minute. It's just flashing, bro. It's just going, right?
Right.
Just going and going and going. And he's looking at it, he's kind of laughing, and the boss is kind of looking at him laughing. And he goes, oh, come on. You don't like, he goes, is this crazy or you want me to just cut it off? And she goes, nah, leave him on for Christmas.
Oh.
1,000 years a minute.
Yeah.
And you feel
every second of it.
So they both smile and they leave the room. Cut back to our boy in the room. The music is so loud. You can't.
Right.
I wish you Christmas every day. Just on repeat.
Right.
He is in the room panicking. He smashes the radio. The sound doesn't go away. It's just another radio. Smashes the radio. Doesn't go away. Just another radio. Smashes it again. He just tries to out-scream it. Ah! Nothing. Just keeps going. Ah! He looks outside, sees that dead kid. He just drops to the ground. I wish it could be Christmas every day. And the camera just loops as time goes. Ah! Black Mirror.
Oh. I'm spent.
Yeah?
Yeah, that was.
How you feel,
so
bud?
much.
How you feeling?
Empty.
Ooh.
Empty.
Yeah?
Empty. How just that.
You feel like
that
there's a God that loves you out there?
No, I mean no. But the last, just that last visual, so intense. God damn, this is.
I mean, this is why people vote this one the best one.
This is pretty insane.
Yeah. What'd you think?
I mean, it was unbelievable. But this is why I can only do one Black Mirror.
Yeah.
For a while.
Yeah, they're intense, bro.
Yeah, just way too intense. Good Lord, relax, dude. Write about like going to the store and shit. You know, there's a lot in there. There's a lot in going to the store, especially now that the shelves are not as full. You can do so much.
What was your favorite part?
Um,
Because there were so many twists and turns.
The part where you think he's a detective, but then you find out he worked for the company, and then you still find out he did everything.
He did everything he said he did.
He did everything he said he did.
That's why he was such a good. That's why the interrogation was good. That's why it worked.
The truth.
He's telling the truth. It was real. It felt, the other dude felt real.
Right. That's interesting to punish the cookie, though, because the cookie didn't do anything.
It's a part of him. They killed him.
What do you mean?
The cookie did kill. The cookie was a part.
I guess.
That copy cookie of that guy killed somebody. I mean, that's how you knew the whole story. That's why he felt the guilt.
Right.
That you gotta remember, the copy felt like it killed somebody.
Right, that's a fair point.
So he's like, yeah, it did. I guess did it? I guess that's the question.
Did it? Did it really, though?
It felt like it did.
It felt like it did because it feels like that person. But if you can only really control the house around it.
He also thinks he's that person. He has no idea. So like, and he has these 1,000 years to, while that song is blasting, to think about it.
Yeah.
He might change his tune of like, I didn't even do that.
If he remembers, or he's so far into what
Actually, he doesn't know. It's not like the other situation.
He thinks he did it. He thinks he did it. He thinks
he's just stuck in this weird hell.
No, yeah.
Well, he'd have to think, because I remember like, with the other girl, because they set it up beautifully. They show you what he does for a living with the other girl, right, and the hell she's in.
Right.
But he lets her know exactly what's going on.
Right.
This guy doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know that he was taken from a brain and like all that stuff.
Right.
He just thinks he's stuck in some weird dream hell.
Right. And he is.
You can't kill yourself.
No. Oh.
That would be the weird part, like stabbing your eyes and stuff.
Well, then not even stab with, probably. Like, not even that.
Huh?
It's probably just nothing to stab with. Like, you know how he like breaks the radio or whatever?
Yeah,
The second
and it just
he does
comes
anything,
back?
it'll just go back to where it was.
So if you stab yourself,
It goes back.
you'll feel that pain though.
Maybe. You might not even feel that.
Or you stab yourself, and even worse, now you just have 1,000 years ago with a stabbed eye. Well, no, 1,000 years a minute, and we're talking about and they had a day off till Christmas, so
Yeah.
we're talking how long is that?
It's just going.
And I'm saying like 1,000 years a minute. How many minutes are in a day?
How many minutes are in a day? Are you going to make me get out my calculator?
No, but I'm saying like, damn, but you feel me though?
60 times 24. Whatever that is.
And then times 1,000.
Yeah.
Nigga. Nigga.
Why?
And you feeling the guilt of murder? Who's your favorite character?
Oh, I think just by how you described it, I feel like the murderer is an amazing actor.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah.
You believe him.
Yeah.
But John Hamm is just such a good actor because he
Right.
carries it.
Right.
But the other dude is like the story.
Right.
But John Hamm, you need someone talking you through this episode kind
He's a
of.
straight man.
Yeah.
Almost.
But then you find out he's like kind of something else, which is what makes it so cool.
Yeah. Fuck, that was so heavy. Why would you do this to me?
Because you love it.
It was good.
You can't blame me. Try to shame me. Still I'll care for you.